You have been sold a lie. From the moment you were born, society has told you the same story: work hard, and you will become rich. Work harder than everyone else, and you will become richer than everyone else. This narrative is so deeply embedded in our culture that most people never question it. Yet it is fundamentally false. Hard work alone will not make you rich. In fact, hard work alone has never made anyone rich. If it had, construction workers would be billionaires. Nurses would be among the wealthiest people on earth. Farmers would own most of the land in the world. They don't. Instead, the wealthiest people are often those who barely work at all. They have simply figured out something that schools refuse to teach: how to make money work for you instead of working for money. The mathematics of labor, the first and most brutal truth about hard work, is this: there are only so many hours in a day. An attorney earning $100 an hour with a standard work week makes approximately $208,000 annually. That sounds enormous until you do the math. After taxes are paid, bills are covered, and necessities are met, very little remains for wealth building. Meanwhile, a person who invests $100,000 in the stock market at an average annual return of 8% earns $8,000 that year without working a single hour. They didn't trade time for money. They allowed capital to work for them. This is the fundamental limitation of earned income. Income from work is bounded by time. You have 24 hours in a day. Even if you worked every single hour, which is impossible, and made substantial money per hour, you still only have those hours. The wealthy understand this completely. They don't try to become rich through labor. They don't grind 18-hour days hoping to earn their way to wealth. Instead, they use their time strategically to create systems, investments, and assets that generate income without their direct participation. Warren Buffett, one of the world's richest people, spends 80% of his day reading and thinking. He is not frantically running around from one task to another. He is not grinding 18 hours a day. Instead, he is leveraging intellectual work to direct capital in ways that generate enormous returns. His wealth comes from investments and ownership, not from the hours he works. The real wealth-building mechanism, true wealth, is not created through income. It is created through assets that generate returns. When you own an asset, whether it is real estate, stocks, bonds, or a business, that asset produces money whether you are working or not. This is called passive income. It is the difference between working for your money and having your money work for you. Consider this example. If you invest $1,200 annually at a 15% annual return for 10 years, you accumulate $240,645. After 20 years, you have $1,229,323. This mathematical miracle is called compound interest. Your money makes money, and that money makes more money, exponentially. This is how the wealthy build generational wealth. This is what schools refuse to teach. The wealthy don't chase high salaries. They accumulate assets. When they have assets that generate income, they reinvest that income to buy more assets, which generate more income, which buys more assets. This process compounds over decades until they have passive income that exceeds their expenses. At that point, they no longer need to work. They have achieved financial independence. Most people never reach this point because they never shift from earning income to acquiring assets. They chase raises, promotions, and better jobs, never realizing that no job will ever make them rich. Your salary is not an investment. It is an expense in someone else's business. When you work, you are converting your time into money for someone else's benefit. The profit you generate exceeds the money you earn. The business owners and shareholders capture the difference. This is how wealth truly concentrates. The unspoken rules the rich know. Wealthy people understand rules about money that poor and working class people are simply never taught. They understand that income and wealth are completely different things. Income is what flows to you from work. Wealth is what you own and what your assets generate. A person can have a high income and build no wealth if they spend everything they earn. Many professional athletes and celebrities have discovered this painfully. The wealthy understand opportunity cost. They ask not, how much will this job pay me, but what will I give up to do this job? When you work a traditional job, you give up time you could use to build assets. You give up the opportunity to start a business. You give up the chance to invest in real estate or stocks. You trade future wealth for current income. The wealthy understand luck and timing. Being born into a wealthy family is luck. Being alive during a booming industry is luck. Having the capital to invest when assets are cheap is luck. Hard work is necessary, but it is not sufficient. Millions of people work harder than billionaires and die poor. Meanwhile, people born into wealth with access to capital become richer simply by investing, regardless of how hard they work. Cornell economics professor Robert Frank demonstrates that people in high-income brackets are far less likely to acknowledge luck's role in their success. They attribute everything to hard work, despite the fact that they have benefited enormously from circumstances beyond their control. The wealthy understand leverage. Leverage is the ability to do more without doing more work. When you borrow money to buy a property, the tenant pays your mortgage while you sleep. Your investment is leveraged. When you own a business, employees do the work while you capture the profits. This is leverage. Traditional employment offers no leverage. You do the work. Someone else captures most of the profit. The system that keeps you trapped, schools teach people how to be employees, not how to build wealth. Students spend years learning how to follow instructions, show up on time, and complete tasks assigned by others. They learn nothing about compound interest, asset ownership, or creating passive income. The system is designed to produce workers, not wealth builders. Additionally, most people are taught that having a stable job is the goal. They are taught to fear risk, when in reality the greatest risk is spending your entire life trading time for money and never building assets. Financial stability through employment is an illusion. Companies lay people off. Industries collapse. Recessions hit. You lose your job and your income ends immediately. But if you own assets generating passive income, a job loss is an inconvenience, not a catastrophe. Housing and inflation further trap people in the wage system. In Britain, saving for a home deposit took 3 years in the mid-1990s for a working-class family. Today it takes 20 years. By the time ordinary people save enough for a down payment, they are older and have fewer years to invest before retirement. Meanwhile, people who inherited wealth from parents buy properties young, benefit from decades of appreciation, and build generational wealth. Housing wealth in Britain has increased by over £4 trillion in recent decades, almost entirely benefiting those who already owned property. Renters and young people are trapped in a system where they cannot accumulate assets because they must spend most of their income on housing. What wealthy people do differently: the wealthy build wealth through a sequence of steps that almost no ordinary person follows. First, they create income from work or inheritance. Second, they save aggressively. Third, they invest their savings in assets that generate returns. Fourth, they reinvest the returns to buy more assets. Fifth, they repeat this process for decades until passive income exceeds active income. Sixth, they stop working because they no longer need to. Most people stop after step 1. They earn income and spend it. They never invest. They never build assets. They never escape the trap of trading time for money. They work their entire lives, retire with minimal savings, and struggle financially in their final years. The wealthy also understand that the quality of your decision matters more than how hard you work. Choosing to work on the right project with the right people in the right industry creates exponential returns. Working hard on the wrong project creates nothing. This is why a software engineer in Silicon Valley during the tech boom could build more wealth in 5 years than a farmer could in 50 years of hard work. The opportunity matters infinitely more than effort. The path forward: hard work is not enough. It is necessary, but it is not sufficient. You must shift your perspective from "how much can I earn?" to "what assets can I build?" You must stop exchanging time for money and start allowing capital to work for you. This requires discipline. It requires saving aggressively. It requires investing in assets you understand. It requires decades of patience to see compound interest work. But here is the truth: once you understand this, once you actually believe it and implement it, you are no longer competing on the same field as people who only work hard. They are running on a treadmill that goes nowhere. You are building a machine that generates wealth while you sleep. Hard work alone will never make you rich, but hard work directed toward building assets, combined with patience and compound interest, absolutely will.